There's something women think about in private that most men will never hear about. Not because it's shocking, not because it's wrong, but because women have been conditioned for generations to keep their desires quiet. And honestly, that silence is killing intimacy in relationships everywhere. Today, I'm breaking that silence. I'm going to share the 4 most common sexual fantasies women have but almost never talk about. And by the end of this, you'll understand female desire in a way most men never will. Make sure you watch closely, because fantasy number 3 might completely surprise you. It's one of the most common fantasies women have, and yet, most men have no idea it even crosses their partner's mind. If you want to understand what really turns women on, not what society says, but what actually happens in their minds, hit that subscribe button because we're going deep today. Alright, let's get into it. When it comes to sexual fantasies, most people shy away from the conversation. There's fear of being judged, embarrassment, and this deep cultural conditioning that tells women not to express desire too freely. But here's the truth. Women's imaginations are often far more vivid, creative, and adventurous than people realize. A Canadian study found that women actually report stronger arousal responses to a wider range of erotic situations than men. Female desire tends to be flexible and context-driven. It's emotional, sensory, and imaginative. And once you understand that, it becomes clear that female desire isn't a mystery, it's a language. So, what are the fantasies that come up most often? Let's start with number 1, intimacy with a stranger. Psychologist Justin Lay Miller surveyed thousands of adults about their private sexual thoughts, and about 64% of women admitted to fantasizing about being intimate with someone they don't know. The setting is often a bar, a hotel, or some spontaneous encounter, where the rules disappear and curiosity takes over. Now, there's a reason this one is so common. The idea of mystery activates the same dopamine centers in the brain that respond to novelty and excitement. A stranger represents something new, new scent, new voice, new rhythm. And that unfamiliarity can feel thrilling. And here's the thing, it's not about cheating, it's about imagination and freedom from expectation. As relationship expert Esther Perel often says, eroticism thrives on novelty. It's not necessarily about new partners, but about new experiences. A fantasy with a stranger allows the mind to explore unfamiliar territory without the constraints of real-world judgment. It's a safe way to experience excitement without any actual risk. And honestly, understanding this can completely change how you approach attraction. So many men worry about how to spark attraction in women when, in reality, confidence and curiosity are the key ingredients. You don't need perfect lines or grand gestures, you need presence, eye contact, and authenticity. Flirting is just communication with energy behind it. Women respond to attention, not pressure. When you're curious and relaxed, you create safety. And when a woman feels safe, she feels free to express her playful, flirty, or even daring side. That's what connection really is, mutual permission to be present. Now, let's move to the second major fantasy, power dynamics. Roughly 65% of women report fantasizing about being dominated, while 47% fantasize about being in control. And before you jump to conclusions, it's not about violence or humiliation, it's about trust, balance, and emotional intensity. Power play fantasies are about switching roles and stepping outside of everyday identity. For many women, especially those who manage a lot of responsibility in life, the idea of surrender feels freeing. It's a break from decision-making, a chance to relax into the moment and let go. For others, it's the opposite. They enjoy being the one in control. Being dominant can feel empowering and playful, especially in a context built on mutual respect. In both cases, these scenarios give people a safe way to explore control and vulnerability. Two sides of the same coin. Playing with power dynamics can be deeply psychological. It's less about what's happening physically and more about what it means emotionally. It invites communication, negotiation, and trust, all qualities that strengthen connection in the real world too. And here's what most men don't realize. When a woman fantasizes about surrender, she's not fantasizing about weakness. She's fantasizing about feeling so safe with someone that she can completely let go. That's actually a massive compliment to the man she's imagining it with. Now, The third common fantasy, and this is the one that surprises most men, is about group encounters, usually threesomes. About 56% of women have imagined this according to Leigh Miller's data. Some picture being the center of attention, others imagine watching, and some picture their partner with another woman. There are countless variations, but the theme is the same: curiosity and novelty. Roughly 17% of women imagine an all-female scenario, while about 39% imagine mixed gender encounters. And here's what's important to understand. These fantasies aren't necessarily about acting them out. They were about imagining freedom, variety, and the excitement of being desired from multiple directions. The psychology behind it is actually quite simple. Humans are wired to crave new sensory experiences. Variety creates dopamine surges in the brain, and that chemical rush can appear in fantasies even if it never happens in reality. It's not about betrayal, it's about imagination's love of possibility. And honestly, the fact that someone fantasizes about something doesn't mean they want it to happen. Sometimes fantasies are just what the brain wants to feel, not what the person wants to do. That's a crucial distinction most people don't understand. Now, number 4 might surprise you even more: public or semi-public encounters. About 40% of women report imagining intimacy in places where they might get caught. Think elevators, beaches, cars, or other hidden corners of the world. This fantasy is all about adrenaline. The idea of being almost seen adds risk, and risk increases arousal. It's not really about being watched, it's about the heightened awareness that comes from breaking routine and doing something forbidden, even if only in the mind. In psychology, that's called transgression arousal, the thrill of crossing an invisible line. It's the same chemical pattern that makes adventure sports exciting. When paired with intimacy, it becomes a powerful emotional amplifier. So, what do these fantasies reveal about women? They're not just about sex, they're about emotion, identity, and experience. Fantasies about strangers can reflect a longing for escape or freedom. Power dynamics can express the need to feel safe while surrendering control. Group scenarios can mirror curiosity and a desire for variety. Public settings reflect the thrill of spontaneity. Each fantasy speaks to a deeper psychological need: safety, novelty, power, connection, or excitement. And the most important takeaway is this: there's no such thing as a normal fantasy. They're all just stories our brains use to explore emotion. Here's what I want you to understand. Sharing these thoughts with a partner can be transformative. Research shows that couples who talk openly about their fantasies experience stronger intimacy and better communication overall. About half of couples who shared fantasies said it improved their relationship, not because they acted them out, but because it deepened trust. Still, many women find it difficult to have these conversations. Generations of cultural conditioning have told women that desire makes them less respectable. The result? Many suppress their fantasies and pretend not to have them, which often leads to disconnection and frustration. It's okay to want to be the good girl in public and the passionate one in private. That duality is human, not hypocritical. Most women want to feel both adored and desired, respected and adventurous. Those traits coexist beautifully when trust is strong. If you want to talk about fantasies with your partner, create an environment of comfort. Choose a private, relaxed setting where both of you feel safe. You can start gently by saying something like, "There's something I've been thinking about that excites me. Can I tell you?" From there, listen, smile, and let curiosity lead. The goal is to share, not shock. These conversations don't have to be heavy, they can be fun, light, and full of laughter. The key is openness without judgment. When both partners can share desires freely, intimacy becomes something deeper than routine, it becomes play. You move from performance to authenticity, from worry to connection. Fantasies stop being secrets and start being stories you can enjoy together. At its core, fantasy is one of the healthiest parts of human sexuality. It keeps long-term desire alive and keeps the imagination flexible. Curiosity is a sign of vitality, not shame. The more we talk about it, the more we normalize sexual honesty and empathy. For women, being open about desire isn't rebellion, it's self-awareness. For men, listening without judgment is the foundation of true connection. When both sides meet with curiosity and respect, that's when real intimacy happens. So talk, explore, and laugh together. Fantasies aren't confessions, they're windows into imagination. The more you understand them, the more you understand yourself and your partner. If this changed how you think about female desire, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment and tell me which fantasy surprised you most. I read every single one. Thanks for watching.